head coach Steve Nugent. Coach, talk about the non-conference schedule and how that prepared the team this year for the conference play.
Sure. We came into to this season with very high hopes for for a championship, and anytime you put together a schedule like we did, you want your non-conference schedule to have a positive effect on your conference schedule. We know the Southern Conference is a very difficult conference to play in. It's a grind mentally and physically day in and day out with a Friday-Sunday rhythm throughout the season. And the Southern Conference is good, and it's getting better every day. The coaching is fantastic. The players that are attracted to the schools that within the Southern Conference are not only fantastic people, but they're fantastic players too. So we know every day that it's going to be a grind every time we play an opponent, home and away. So we put together a schedule against some of the toughest opponents we could find. And then the other thing that we did, which I think is real important, is we played a lot of those opponents on the road. We wanted to make sure that we were tested on the road. We wanted to make sure that we saw really good competition in difficult environments with their fan base and with their own ability to play well when they're playing under the lights or at home in front of their family and friends. So we think that had a definite positive effect on ultimately our success in being crowned the regular season champion, going 9-1-1. And it's a philosophy that we'll continue to have as we move forward. We think ultimately to be the best team that we can be, we want to play against the best competition whenever possible. And that's reflective of our schedule going forward in 2013. We'll be tested on the road again against very difficult opponents, top 20 opponents, conference winners, and NCAA tournament teams.
And then touch a little bit about that conference season. 2 years in a row, you guys have gone undefeated on the road in the SoCon, and how was the team chemistry and the effort there?
Yeah, we couldn't have been happier, especially after the first weekend. I mean, we got a win versus App on the road, which is, now that I've been in this league for 2 years, I would say that App is probably the toughest place to go and play. And to go there and get a win the way we did, being down a couple of goals, showed a lot of character for our team and kind of set the stage for what the next 10 games needed to be all about. We came home from App on that Friday night and tried to have a quick turnaround to get ready to play Western on Sunday. Felt really good about our plan going into that game, and we didn't get the result. We lost 1-0 to Western, and that was a very eye-opening experience because we felt like after that game that we had plenty of chances to win. We had plenty of chances to be successful and start the weekend 2-0, which is what you want to do in any conference play. So we didn't get that chance. So we sat down after that game as a team, as a staff, and said, what do we have to do to make sure that Sundays are good for us? And our team really dedicated themselves on that Monday at practice. We came right back after Sunday and had a practice on Monday, and it was probably one of the best practices that we had all year. It was spirited, it was high energy, physical when it needed to be. It really was a reflection on the leadership of our team, saying, hey guys, we need to do something special if we're going to be regular season champs and we're going to have a chance to go and play in the SoCon tournament and eventually play in the NCAA tournament. So from that day forward, there was a real focus on the part of the leadership, our senior leadership, and all the players that were involved in doing their very best every day so that we would ultimately reach our goal of being crowned the regular season champion. So as far as the conference season went, the record speaks for itself at 9-1-1. After that loss to Western Carolina, we went on an 8-0-1 tear. And when I say a tear, it was not necessarily an offensive tear through the conference. We won a lot of games by 1 goal. We won a couple in overtime. And I think a pivotal game for us was probably the Furman game. I don't I probably think that Furman walked away from that game feeling that they deserved something a little bit better, and we were happy with a 1-1 tie. You know, saving a penalty kick, Jamie Simmons saving that PK in the second overtime, conserving what was a tie, and which was I think the result that we were happy with. And after that, you know, going to Wofford on the Sunday and then continuing on with the conference season and playing as well as we did. Because that's another thing. We didn't score a lot of goals, but we didn't give up goals. We were very stout defensively, very stingy in the chances that we were giving up. I thought we were fantastic defending set pieces throughout the year. You know, we looked at our schedule and thought to ourselves, you know, we're going to face some great soccer teams, and great soccer teams can score on you different ways. And one of the I don't want to say the easiest ways, but one of the ways that teams score an awful lot of goals is off of set pieces. And I'm real proud of our team because in 20 games this year, we were scored on a set piece, whether it be a corner or a free kick. We were scored on a set piece only once. And that says a lot about how we play defensively and our commitment to win the ball in the air and to be physical and protect our box, which was something going into the season, which was a high priority for us because we gave up a lot of goals. We were very leaky defensively last year. There was a lot of time and space for teams to play against us, and we did give up some goals that, looking back on last year, that were mistakes that were fixable, and that, you know, we wanted to make sure that we were pretty tight in the back this year. So I'm real proud of our team, and I'm proud of our team for finding ways to score because we found different ways to score, and not only that, but we found different people to score goals too. One of the things I think that was a real bright spot was the emergence of Catherine Rodriguez later on in the season. This is a player with all the ability in the world. I mean, the sky's the limit when it comes to soccer for Catherine, and I think she has a very bright future in our conference and on our team. And that was a huge lift for us with her coming into the lineup and making the impact that she did. And that goal, there was obviously the goal against Georgia Southern to win that game, and then the goal against Sanford off the set piece, off the corner kick, was fantastic. So I thought that was a really, really bright spot for us in the Southern Conference. The later on when we went into Elon playing the last game of the year with the chance to win the regular season, I've never coached a team that was more focused when that game started. And then for that 90 minutes, I don't think there were a lot of teams that would have beaten us that day. We were sharp with our passing. We were physical when we needed to be. Our communication was fantastic. It was a very positive environment. The feedback that our reserves were giving the players that were on the field was incredible. They were so into it. The fans were into it. You know, we had our men's soccer team there, so it was a fantastic environment to be a part of. And I have a lot of respect for Chris and what he does at Elon, and to go there and beat that team at Elon and win the regular season, it was very satisfying for us, and it put us as the #1 seed going into the tournament. You know, the tournament that's what it's all about. It's a one-game scenario for the rest of the season for you. And if you win, you're going to play another game. If you win, you're going to play another game. If you lose, you know, traditionally your season's going to be over. And we had a pretty quick turnaround, like everybody did. You know, and Georgia Southern came in here, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. They are one of the hardest teams to play against in this conference. Their coaching staff prepares their team very, very well, and their players are passionate. They're very good at taking away what you're good at. And although we had chances to score, and although we had pretty much the run of the play, you don't win games because it looks good. You don't win games because you have more shots, and you don't win games because you have more corners. And at the end of the day, they found a way to score a goal. And for our team, you know, I've said to them, and said it many times since then, you know, I can't be upset with our team. They were prepared, they played good soccer, they created good chances, they didn't score a goal. And we made an error late in the game that led to the goal. But I'm not I'm not disappointed in our group in any way. I'm so happy for them. I'm happy for how they focused themselves after the loss to Western Carolina and put us in the situation to be the #1 seed. And all credit to to Georgia Southern and going on and winning it too, and being the #8 seed. I mean, that says a lot for them. And but for our group, we know that this is going to help us in the future because now we have a lot of players, especially the younger players, that have gotten a good taste of what this conference is all about.
And finally, touch on the senior class and the freshman class and what that meant to your team this year.
Yeah, I'll start with the freshman class. It's not typical that you bring in 16 players into one class in 1 year, and it was not the easiest thing to do. Since I've gotten here, we've made a lot of changes. Whether it be the style of play, whether it be where my emphasis is on the field and off the field activities. Anytime you take over a program, there's going to be changes, and that's sometimes going to be looked upon a little bit differently because the coaching staff that was here before, had tremendous success doing it the way they did it, and they've created a tremendous legacy, and those freshmen wanted to be a part of this. Because of that legacy. And so we had to bring them in and we had to make sure that they were right off the bat ready culturally to handle what training sessions were going to be like, what game day was going to be like, what managing their time as a student athlete was going to be like. And I can't say enough positive things about that group. They were tight, they bonded right away. They did all the things that were necessary to be successful on and off the field, and at the same time, a lot of them made an impact. They played a tremendous amount of minutes throughout the season. Everybody played at some point in time during the season, which I'm happy about, and I think that going forward, that experience that they gained, not only in games, but in practice and being around the leadership of our team, I think is going to be invaluable for them going forward. That being said, now to talk about our seniors, I think a lot of the reasons why they were successful, the freshmen were successful, outside of their own ability, is the environment that was created by our seniors and our upperclassmen. Those 6 seniors that are going to be leaving now are a huge part of why we've been able to turn some things around pretty quickly. Last year, we were second in the conference in 2011, lost in the first round, and if somebody had told me that we could maintain this and win a championship quickly with so many new players coming in and out of the fold, I'd say I'll take it. So that has a lot to do with the commitment that they made to themselves to be the best they can be, but also to each other, and making sure that they understood the values of our program, understood the work ethic and the style of play that we want, and protect the style of play every day in practice and in games. And they did a fantastic job of doing that. Each one of them is a leader in their own right. Each one of them has their strong characteristics that they bring to our team that gives us the balance that we have. And we talk about balance all the time, and I don't think you can be successful in the game today, in the women's soccer game today, without balance of having some fun, enjoying what you do, being serious when it's time to be serious, getting after it, doing well in the classroom. You got to have balance, and I think that upperclassmen group of people, they did a fantastic job of creating balance, but also teaching the reason why having it is so important. We're going to miss them. Each one of them holds a real special place, for me, and we wish them well in their next endeavors. And we know that the legacy that they've created here is something that's going to last for a very long time.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.